This week, we're exploring whether America is ready for a coronavirus vaccine in a special three-part series, Road to a Vaccine. Two major clinical trials are resuming in the U.S. after being paused over safety concerns. Estimates show the earliest time for an approved vaccine could be the end of November. A recent poll showed a sharp decrease in the number of Americans who would get a vaccine right away. Our senior medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, spoke with a wide-ranging group about its thoughts on a vaccine. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. We spoke to a large panel, and the group really fell on different sides of the issue. Alyssa Kogut is diabetic and says she will definitely get a vaccine. New dad, Chad St. Clair, is adamant he will not. Lisi Marshall, a neuroscience college student, says she trusts the science but will wait a few months to get a vaccine. Sienna Marie Sesma is still unsure due to concerns about potential side effects. Adam Davis lives in hard-hit California and is hesitant but open to it. We also spoke to Dr. Catherine Stevenson, who participated in the early development of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine candidate and is an investigator in trials of other COVID-19 vaccine candidates. On a scale of 1 to 10, give me your confidence level in a vaccine.
6.
7.5.
I would say 7 or an 8.
I'm going to say 1 or 2.
I'm going to say 8.
Is there anything that would move you along that confidence scale, one way or another?
If somehow after however many months the participants of the preliminary vaccine research start to come out with any side effects, that would definitely change my mind.
How many of you are, in general, just concerned about the idea of taking a new vaccine?
I feel that though the FDA has done the majority of good things, they have also taken products off the market that they approved at one point.
We just don't know enough about the vaccine yet. I'm young, I'm healthy, I exercise, and I'm low risk.
Yeah, and that's my feeling also, is that we don't know much about the vaccine or the long-term, short-term or long-term effects.
It sounds like most of you are more concerned with the potential risks or side effects than anything else.
Yeah, that's the opposite for me.
That's the opposite for you?
Yes, because I know this virus and I know what it can do to you. I have diabetes and my daughter has asthma. She's only 7. So I would definitely take it to protect me and my kids.
I'm on the other side. I don't want to panic. I know a lot of people who have had it and have recovered nicely, as well as our leader of our country.
I know that they're coming across this really quickly. So for me, if I see people actually taking it and working, I'd be more inclined to do it.
Dr. Stevenson, how do you reassure people who are being asked to take a novel vaccine that there may not be an adverse event years down the road?
Well, the first thing I would say is that it's very unusual for a vaccine to have a long-term side effect. Most of the side effects associated with vaccines have to do with upfront. So something like an allergic reaction, and that's true for all vaccines.
Do any of you feel that political pressure has played a role or could play a role in a vaccine being prematurely approved?
No, I don't think Trump has any control over making the vaccine or rushing the vaccine.
I think it has a little bit to do with it, especially with what's going on. And you can tell where there is some pushing on both sides.
I would agree. I feel like, unfortunately, this year, a scary pandemic has been politicized more than it would have been probably if it were an election year.
I think the politics side is giving sometimes a lot of false hope that it's going to happen faster than it really is. So I think that it's creating confusion.
A lot of people hear Operation Warp Speed. They hear we've produced a vaccine in 7 or 8 months when normally it takes 10 years.
Typically, an academic vaccine researcher would have to apply for a lot of grants and start begging for money to do more research. But now this was everybody knew that this was something we had to do, and there was a lot of funding. Then how do you make a partnership with a pharmaceutical company? Usually that takes a year, at least, to negotiate some sort of collaboration. That was instant.
It sounds like what you're saying is that We've really trimmed out the fat, so to speak, and cut out points along the way that were not necessary, but really were delays that we could easily get rid of without compromising the research.
Exactly.
I have a few questions, though, because we know about the flu vaccine. And is that 100% effective? And then is the coronavirus going to be 100% effective?
You may have a vaccine that's maybe 60, 70% effective, prevents a lot of deaths, not everyone, but significantly slows down transmission of the virus, which benefits everyone. So if you have 100% of people take the vaccine and it's only 50% effective, you're going to do a lot better than if the vaccine is 100% effective, but only a few people take it.
Such interesting numbers. Tara, how can Americans be made to feel confident that an approved vaccine is safe?
Anthony, that really is top of mind for so many Americans, that issue of safety, and you heard it in the panel. But this is where we need to listen to the words of Dr. Stevenson and other experts who really have said that those adverse effects, those side effects, typically occur 99% of the time in those first weeks to first few months, and that it is rare to have longer-term adverse effects. In fact, the FDA has said it will not approve a vaccine until they have 2 months of safety data. All of that being said, health experts also say we need a robust data system put in place to monitor for any rare or unusual long-term adverse effects.
All right, Tara, thanks.